Hi guys, it's me Yosh. Hello, everybody. Hey, what's the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem? Banake, derade, banake, naisate, derade ko, khud ko, अब दूर न जाने तू कि तंग तेरे पानियों सा बहता रहूं तू सुनती रहे मैं कहानियों से कहता रहूं कि तंग तेरे बादलों सा बहता रहूं तेरे इशारे को तेरी ओर मुड़ता चलूं आधा रास्ता था आधी मंजिलें आधा फासला था एक टाइम sorryどうしようドキドキしますドキドキしますね終わりがな終わったのかな終われま Keeping technical skills in the ears of the old William Rather than my head, the game has changed. Build the old way learned every time. Suimasen.ちょっと待ってください。本当に落ち着かないですね。はあ、助けて。誰か助けて。誰か助けてほしい。はい。Let's start. Damn. That sounds so wow. Hi, let's start. Let's start. Story. Oh, sorry. Azerbaijan, revolution. It's revelation. Pukana. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, React Native. Wait a minute. Like, what's React Native? You can still access the old content over here. I'd like to go to the new material. I'd like to see that first. How does it look? React B. Like, how does it look? The code. Like, has the similar 1, 2, 5, 7. For example, using GraphQL queries, JavaScript, enrollment, using introduction to React Native, velocity part. Ooh. I guess I might have to learn React Native as well. I might have to learn it. Oh, how does it look? I wanna see the code. Avocado. Sorry. What's this? You do something like that. Run length. What kind of length is that? Show me the code, boy. What? Oh no. Kind of infrastructure? That looks so Isn't that React? But it's just native. That's just React, bro. What is that? We can see northbound certain information. Const hello world. Have to. Let me have a look at it. Text pressable alert. Oh, we have some pressable algorithm. Text component is only React Native component that can have textual children. It is similar to example strong and h1 elements. So on this knee. Component is the basic user interface building block similar to the div element. It's just a div element. Ooh, but that is React, and then we use a div element. That is view. When component is a text field component similar to the input text input. Component is for capturing different press events. It is similar to, for example, the button element. There are sorry. Okay, that's so similar. That's so okay. That's a button. Okay, that's a button. When you press it, and then that's a text. That's a div or h1 tag, not a div, but h1 tag or yeah, text and all that. Oh, damn. It's not that hard. Structuring a project. What's the styles? Style sheet, create a container margin, all that. Styles.container. Sorry. Let's use the main component. Manually reloading the application. Or the was that Ruby? I see some Ruby on Rails. Full Rails. Sorry. I see that. Okay, no problem. Sorry. That is that. Yeah, I wanna do one thing. I wanna look at it, okay? Can we use Tailwind in React Native? Well, you should be able to do that. Can we use Tailwind? Yes, you can Tailwind CSS, but you cannot use it directly out of the box because React Native does not use a traditional web browser CSS engine. Instead it uses a style sheets system built on JavaScript objects. Native. Sorry, I'm just a bit. I'm a bit. Wow. Wow. Oh, sorry, what's that? Components. Oh. I mean, isn't that same? Once configured, writing UI styles feels like exactly like a web development. Okay, you just have to do like this kind of whatever that do these things, prerequisites. What do you do these things, settings, and then you can use it like okay, view text and all that. Fancy text. What do you mean by fancy text? Is blue consistent user interface with theming. A themor, Neymar, Myanmar, mama. I ain't gonna do that. I'll use Tailwind, okay? Style. Flexbox. Using Flexbox for layout. Flex direction to the hour. I don't care. The app bar. Okay, sorry. Oh, damn! That's making a app. Oh, I mean app. Share. Django Jungo. Who's that? I'm just looking at the code. Okay. I got it, man. Just having a look at it. I think like once you know React, then it's not that how easy or hard is it to learn React Native if you already no React. What's the learning curve? Learning React Native when you already know is like highly accessible or relatively easy, meaning you are already about 75% of the way there because React Native shares the exact same core architecture. Your knowledge of JS statement management, use reducers, hook effects, props, and component lifecycles transfer perfectly. However, transitioning from the web ecosystem to a web mobile application ecosystem brings a distinct shift in how you build interfaces and handle environments. Writing functional components, creating custom hooks, and handling application business logic is identical. How do Redux just add or the native context API work exactly the same way that they do on the web? You will continue to use fetch, execute, or 10 stack query to interact with the REST or GraphQL APIs. No HTML things you no longer use. I mean that's fine, you get used to it. You no longer use web elements like div, span, h1p. Instead you must use native primitives imported directly from the that's view. Simple p or span p is like text, image a is touchable. Not touchable, pressable. Flexbox and styling, CSS files and class names do not exist here. Styling is written using JavaScript objects via but you can use Tailwind CSS on it, so I think it's fine. Okay, sorry. Instead of raw layout, properties are more restricted. You have to deal with simulators, emulators, Android Studio, Xcode. React Native does not use a standard URLs for page routing. You need to learn mobile first. Paradigm like stacks, tabs, and draw navigation using libraries like React Navigation and React Expo Router. You must account for mobile behaviors like network loss, push notifications, background tasks, and hardware variations, not just safety limits. Application, App Store and Google Play Store or provisioning. Provisioning profiles, build configuration, and app review guidelines are much more. Who cares about that? So, yeah, once you know React Native is like child's play. That's it, baby. I'll learn that as well. I'll learn that too. But not now. Bookmark about. Okay, though we are not doing this, we have other things to do today. For example, we are going to learn it. I need to run React in a database use. Wait a minute. I was learning actually Next.js last month, last week, a few weeks ago. TypeScript I already knew. GraphQL I have no idea. What's like custom hooks? I know about that. State management. React apps testing. Well, just to learn React, you have to like, oh damn, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Sorry. ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。I'll be back. सारी सारी बेताबियां तू चांद है मैं हूँ एक तारा एक बारिया राह तकू मैं बेचारा एक बारिया I have not heard. I have not. I don't. I'm not. I when I do, but I does. Just it's me. Just you doing just the stuff of Sorry. I'm sorry for my lack of manners. I'm a bit excited. Not to be excited. I'm a bit thrilled. I'm a bit thrilled to announce that I have 4 children now. Not really, but I will have 4, no 5, maybe 6 children. How many children do you want? I want 4, and then let's see, like 4 is the minimum. 4 is the minimum. Okay, I might have 5, 6, or maybe 10. Like, who knows, man? I'm gonna get a lot of kids. I'm gonna make a lot of kids. I'm gonna get and make. I'm gonna make and then get. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna make. Okay, sorry for that. We will now start getting familiar with probably the most important topics of the course. Latest answer. Let's start making simple the application as well. Okay. I have no idea. I have no interest in that. Let's create latest. We have only created an application named part 1. The 2 could have also installed the recommendation dependencies and started the application automatically if we had answered yes to the question. The application started as follows. npm run dev like that, just like that. Okay, the console sees I don't care. We starts the application by default on port. Who cares about that? The code of the application resides in the src folder. Let's simplify the default code such that the contents of the got it. Okay, React don't create a document like that. Okay, and the app.jsx looks like that. Yeah, of course, the file directory access may be deleted. Okay, yeah. Component. The file app.jsx now defines a React component with the name app. The command on the final line of file main.jsx. The command on the final line of the command on the final line of the file main.jsx renders its contents into the div element defined in the file index having the id root. Yeah, okay, that's the div element inside here. Okay, the contents are gonna get rendered inside this div which has the root id in the index.html. Okay, the file app.jsx now defines a React component with the name app. The command on the final line of the file main.jsx, this is renders its contents into the div element defined in the file index.html, this having the id value this root. By default, the file index.html doesn't contain any HTML markup. This is visible to us in the browser. You can try adding there is some HTML to the file. However, when using React, all content that needs to be rendered is usually defined as React components. Let's take a closer look at the code defining the like that. As you probably guess, the component will be rendered as a div tag which wraps a p tag containing the text. Yeah, technically the component is defined as a JavaScript function. The following is a function which does not receive any parameters. The function is then assigned to a constant variable. Of course, there are a few ways to define functions in JavaScript. Here we will use arrow functions, which are described in the version of JavaScript known as ECMAScript 6, also called ES6, because the function consists of only a single expression. We have used a shorthand which represents this code. Yeah, in other words, the function returns the value of the expression. The function defining the component may contain any kind of JavaScript code. Modify your component to be as follows. The function defining the component may contain any kind of JavaScript code. Modify your component to be as follows. Bada boom, and observe what happens in the browser. The first rule of front-end web dev: keep the console open all the time. Let us repeat. It is also possible to render dynamic content. Dynamic content inside of a component. Modify the component as follows. Like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Modify the component. Like, it is also possible to render dynamic content inside a component. Yeah, of course. Any JavaScript code which within the curly braces is evaluated, and then within the curly braces is evaluated, and then the result of this evaluation is embedded into the defined place in the HTML produced by the component. Know that you should not remove the line at the bottom of the component. The export is not shown in most of the examples of the course material. Without the export, the component the component and the whole app breaks down. Did you remember your process? Console open, what printed out? Okay, JSX. It seems like React components are returning HTML markup. However, this is not the case. Okay, it seems like React components are returning HTML markup. However, this is not the case. The layout of React components is mostly written using JSX. The layout of React components is mostly written using JSX. Although JSX looks like HTML, we are dealing with a way to write a JavaScript. Okay, we are dealing with a way to write JavaScript under the hood. JSX returned by React components is compiled into JavaScript. It gets compiled into JavaScript. After compiling, our application looks like this. Oh, what you mean, Bill? What you mean, Bill? BN 2BN. Okay, that's a div. It gets compiled into a. Okay, we are dealing with a way to write. However, this is not the case. The layout of React components is mostly written using JSX. Although JSX looks like HTML, we are dealing with a way to write JavaScript. We are dealing with a way to write JavaScript under the word. JSX returned by React components is compiled into under the hood. JSX returned by React components is compiled into JavaScript. After compiling, our application looks like that. That div will become like a base div, and then p. And then what's that? No, null. Oh, sorry, React component. Oh, we another one. React, we create element. This one. Okay, sorry. What is that null? What do you mean by the null? What do you mean by null? What do you mean by null? Create element p null. This is this, and now to string. Now to string. What does now to string do? No idea, man. It gets compiled into. The code gets compiled into JavaScript, ready to be used by the something. Okay. The compilation is handled by Babel. What's up, Babel? What's up, baby? The compilation is handled by Babel. Projects created with Weed are configured to compile automatically. We will learn more about this topic in part 7 of the course. It is also possible to write React as pure JavaScript without using JSX. Although nobody with a sound mind would do so. Okay, like it is also possible to write React as pure JavaScript without JSX, although nobody with a sound mind would do so. In practice, JSX is much like HTML with the distinction that with JSX you can easily but in practice JSX is much like HTML with the distinction that with JSX you can easily embed dynamic content by writing appropriate JavaScript. I already know that. In practice, Java JSX is much like HTML with the distinction. JSX is much like HTML with the distinction that with JSX you can easily embed dynamic content by writing appropriate JavaScript with curly braces. The idea of JSX is quite similar to many templating languages such as Thymeleaf, used along with JavaScript Spring, which are used on servers. JSX is XML. Like, what's XML? What's the XML? What is that? XML, extensible markup language, is a markup language similar to HTML without predefined text to use. Instead, you define your own tags, design specifically for your own need. This is a powerful way to store data in a file. Most importantly, since the fundamental format of XML is standardized, if you share or transmit XML across systems or platforms, either locally or over the internet, the recipient can still pass the data due to the standardized XML syntax. Sorry, Desani. Shut up. What is that? Okay. The compilation is handled by Babel. Babel is my baby. Okay. JSX is XML like, which means that every tag needs to be closed. For example, a new line is an empty element, which in HTML which means that every tag needs to be closed. For example, a new line is an empty element. It needs to be closed like that. Okay, but when writing JSX, the text needs to be closed. Boom, bada, boom. Multiple components. Let's define the file app.jsx as follows. We have defined hello. We have defined a new component hello and used it inside the component app. Naturally, a component can be used multiple times and export at the bottom is left out in the examples, and now that in the future it is still needed for the code to work. Got it. Writing components with React is easy, and combining components writing components with React is easy, and by combining components an even more complex application can be kept fairly maintainable. Indeed, a core philosophy of React is composing applications for many specialized reusable components. Indeed, a core philosophy of React is composing applications from many specialized reusable components. Okay, you got it. Writing components in React with React is easy, and by combining components and even more complex, by combining components and even more complex application can be kept fairly maintainable. Indeed, a core philosophy of React is composing applications from many specialized reusable components. I want to know like if it's listening. Too bad that it's not in Japanese. I wanted it to be in Japanese as well. Suomi. That's my native language. Suomi. Sorry. Sorry, this is me. Sorry, this is yo. Sorry, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, I need to have a look at my dictionary, which looks like something like this. Eto. I got it. Okay, sorry. Mama. So. Umaso. Oishiso. ちょっと待って。暗記セッティングス。読みたんディクショナリー。読みたんですね。Okay, Georgie. Extra text. And then that's this one. There is it. There is this one. ちょっと待って。ちょっと待ってくだされ。ちょっと待ってくだされ。Can I just open it? 新しいウィンドウで、いいですね、それ。こうするとこうなる。こうなるとこうする。なんだsorry. You copy just like that over here, and then you have some extra dictionaries. That's a short form for dictionary. Okay, dict. T is kind of silent, you know. Kinda silent. Okay, sorry. File 交換します。交換します。Sorry, I'm a bit crazy. I'm kinda crazy guy. Okay, dictionary monos. You can copy that as well. And you just copy that like that. Grammar dictionaries, much needed, baby. You just copy it like that. Just that's all you need. Sorry. You can just like no examples. Korean English とKorean Japanese dictionary ですね。monolingual me. You just copy that and paste it. Okay ですね。Okay, sorry. I said sorry, man. I said sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, that's all you need, and then drag and drop it like a bee. Okay, sorry, what the fuck? What just happened, man? I was just importing dictionaries. ちょっと待ってください。What just happened, man? Can't you do that? Can't you not do that? Okay, let's do like till here. Monolinguals. Oh, my lord, fuck. I'm a fuck. I'm a fuck. I'm a fuck. I'm a fuck. Oh fuck! Shit. I'm gone. Oh my fringing lord, give me some power. Okay, that's how I have to delete it. Korean dictionaries. I have? Oh, my storage is full. Cause of you now, biome. Cause of you, my storage got full. Wait a minute, guys. I have to set my settings. Set my settings. I don't have a setting though. Do you have a setting? Import from URLs. Fuck URLs. What? Enable support prefix. What's happening? I cannot use it. Do you koto? I cannot import dictionaries anymore. My Yomitan is fucked. I'm a mere. Hello, man. Looks like you're not feeling well. Yeah, nah. I don't know, something got stuck in my throat. I'm saved. I didn't die. I didn't die. We have defined a new component hello used it inside the component app. Naturally, a component can be used multiple times, and the export at the bottom is left out in this example. So writing components and with React is easy, and by combining components and even more complex applications can be kept fairly maintainable. Indeed, a core philosophy of React is composing applications from many specialized reusable components. Another strong convention is the idea of a root component called app at the top of the component tree of the application. Nevertheless, as we will learn in part 6, there are situations where component app is not exactly the root, but is wrapped within an appropriate utility component. Props passing data to components. It is possible to pass data to components using so-called props. Let's remove that. I got it. Now the function defining the component has a parameter props as an argument. The parameter receives an object which has fields corresponding to all the as an argument. Like, now the function defining the component has a parameter props as an argument. The parameter receives an object. The parameter receives an object which has fields corresponding to all the props the user of the component defines. The props are defined as follows. There can be an arbitrary number of props, and the value can be hard-coded. Strings are the result of the JavaScript expressions. If the value of the prop is achieved using JavaScript, it must be wrapped with Yeah, it must be JavaScript. It must be wrapped with the curly brace. With curly braces. Let's modify the comp code so that the component hello uses two props. Bada boom, like that. Sorry. Maya is Maya. Okay. It's using two props, a name and age. My name is Yoksh. My age, don't ask a lady for his for her age. I ain't no lady though. I'm 25. Okay. The props sent by the component app are the values of the variables, the result of the evaluation of the sum expressions. And regular string component hello also logs. Man, this ain't that long. That's so long. Bro, shut up. My component hello also logs the value of the object prop to the console. Of course. ちょっと待って。誰お前誰इन वादियों में टकरा गए हो टकरा जाऊंगा मैं Corporal Alexis C. Philippines. Nabio. That's that's not Philippines. Đi tặng đúng đi McDonald's. Every time it's I promise to keep the console open all the time during this course. I have not forgotten. I'll go. Software development is hard. It gets even harder if I'm fine. I'm right with it. Software development is hard. It gets even harder if one is not using all the possible available tools. My heart possible errors matches if the React version 18 and earlier installed, you maybe the following errors. React props. Okay. It's not an actual error, but what it caused by ESLA tool. You can cite as the worry React sorry. Sorry. No. React has been configured to generate quite clear error messages. Despite this, you should at least in the beginning advance in very small steps and make sure that every change works. And so the console should always be open. If the browser boots errors, it is not advisable to continue writing more code. You don't advise me on that. Also keep in mind that the first letter of React component names must be capitalized. If you try defining a component as follows, like it will work and won't work, and use it like that. Okay, the page is now going to display the content defined within the footer component. It's not going to, okay, and instead React only creates an empty footer element, the built-in HTML element, instead of the custom React element of the same name. If you change the first letter of the component name to a capital letter, then React creates a div element defined in the footer component. Div element defining the footer component which is rendered on the page. Note that the content of a React component usually needs to contain one root element. If we, for example, try to define the component app Component after the other outermost dev element. Elemento. I'm elementary. I'm in elementary school. Sorry. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid with a oh, sorry. There is an error message. Like, you know, it's an error message. What you doing, baby? What you doing, baby? It is not advisable. What is that error? Did you want just fragments? Fragments? Hello? What do you mean? Like, if you change the first letter of the component name to capital, creates div which is rendered. Note that the component of React content of a React component usually needs to contain one root. One root element. If we, for example, try to define the component app without the outermost div element, like that, okay? Using a root element is not the only working option. An error. By the way, that's so wow. That's so short, man. Using a root element is not a working option. Is not the only working option. An array of components is also very. An array of components is also a valid solution. However, we define the root. However, when defining the root component of application, this is not a particularly wise thing to do. It makes the code looks ugly. It makes the code looks ugly. Ugly. Bonjour. Because the root element is stipulated. Okay, you got that meaning? You got the meaning? You don't? Stipulated. To the side, okay? Stipulated. The root element is stipulated. We have extra div elements in the DOM tree. This can be avoided using fragments okay, sorry. Because the root element is stipulated, okay, by wrapping the elements to the returned by the component with an empty element. Do not render objects. Consider an application that prints the names and ages of or friends on the screen. Baby. However, nothing appears on the screen. I've been trying to find a problem in the code for 15 minutes, but I cannot figure out where the code is. I finally remember there's a promise we made. I promised to keep the console open all the time, and IAM objects are not valid as React children. Not to bury the. Sorry. The core of the problem is objects are not valid as React children. The application tries to render objects and it fails again. The code tries to render the information of one friend as follows, like that. This causes a problem. This causes, like, you know, no, like no. React cannot render objects, okay. This causes a problem. The code tries to render the information of a friend. This causes a problem because the item is rendered to be rendered in braces is an object. In React, the individual thing rendered in braces must be primitive values such as numbers or strings. The fix is as follows. Bada boom, bada boom. Got that? Bada boom, bada boom. Okay, so now the friend name is rendered separately inside the curly braces, and the age is like that. After collecting the arrays, we should clear the console. A small additional note to the previous one also. React also allows arrays to be rendered if the array contains values that are eligible for rendering, such as numbers or strings. So the following polygamy, although the result might not be what we want there. Got it. Okay, sorry, we're not doing that. Okay, JavaScript. What you mean by JavaScript though? Shut up, bitch. Okay, sorry. Variables. I ain't doing that, boy. Oh, man. Oh, so this yeah. There is a different type of objects. There is a few different ways of defining objects in JavaScript though. I don't care. Okay, we go to component states. Component state event handlers. Let's go back to working with React. We start with an example. Like that, okay? A component helper functions. Now we read about component helper functions. Not so good. That's very long. Sorry. Handling arrays, update, conditional or React, debugging apples. Oh, dare. Okay. Propose changes to A. Oh, sorry. Getting data, altering data. Like, we don't care about that. Styles too. Are we gonna care about? Sorry. Like that. Mama, this is me. Mama. Okay, sorry. Error. What you mean by error? Error is a clause. Error is a clause. Oh. I don't like CSS. I really don't like it, man. CSS can suck my dick. Sorry. Programming a server with React Node. Express server administration reacting. Okay. Yeah, like we'll go we are gonna jump from here to here. There to here. Fine. Alright, this kiddo. It wants the state management 1, 2, 3 and then ma 1, 2, 3, 4 code the tube login can I log in your sorry, I'm a very dirty person. What a dirty guy. Oh, they have changed the content over here. Destination. Sure. I actually don't remember reading this. Rebroski, a new block you're not gonna read. Added by logout. Oh, login and logout. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. If you are a cool child, say that's cool. This cool pe. What's this cool pe? This cool pe. Well, like Spaniel. Disculpe, mi amor. Disculpe, mi amor. La paprika. Paprika name this name. Okay, I'm not. I do the deals. Can I have some? Okay, sorry. Can I have some money? Can I have some else? Can I have some else? Somebody please help! I'ma die if I don't get what I want. I'll try hard to get it. I'll try more hard. Harder. 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 Hold the door. 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 Hold door. Hold door. Okay. That was one of my favorite episodes of Hodor. Hodor. Hodor in Game of Thrones. Ultron. What's an Ultron? Ultron. Yeah, Ultron. Ultron. I know Ultron. Ultron is my child. Ultron is just like my child. なんだそれ。Battalion brutality. I don't have money, man. I wish I did. I wish I had a lot of money. A Facebook post about explaining access and apartment tower has contributed to attention after interpretable banging was cries and detailed image. And this is special prices. Further investigation. She. Daddy cool. That's so cool. Daddy cool. La la la. இல்ல. ஐயோ இல்ல. ஏ okay. Gee, that looks so cool, man. No. Spider-Man. 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 Damn. This was the last time when there was a face off between Rahul, Maudizzy. Palligu. What's Palligu? Engineering marble. But कहाँ जा रहा है भाई ये? So low that you can touch the ceiling. Oh me lord. Oh my lord. Photo back. Chigeyo. Chigaimasu. Chinghada na. Sorry. Chinghada. Chinghadega to jayega. Okay. Samjha gaya. Sorry. Oh my lord. So many things. Encapsulation. Okay, sorry. Component helper function. Let's expand our hollow component so that it guesses the year of birth of the person being created. Sorry, with you. The logic for guessing the birth of the this is so simple. You can function like the logic for the so the logic for the guessing the year of the birth is encapsulated within a function of its own, which is invoked when the component is rendered. The person's age does not need to be explicitly passed as a parameter to the function because the function can directly access all the props provided in the component. I don't know if we examine the current code, we notice that the helper function is defined within another function that determines the component's behavior. In Java programming, if we examine the current code, we notice that the helper function is defined with another function that can helper function is defined within another function. The components that determines the component's behavior. In Java programming, defining a function within a function can be complex, and however in JavaScript, defining a function within a function is also common and efficient. We've done that. We do that in Java. It's Java. Before we must move forward, we take a look at the small but useful features of the JavaScript language that can be added in that was added in years F6 specification that allows us to destructure values from objects and arrays upon assignment. 私の声聞こえておりますでしょうか？音声や映像の問題はありませんでしょうか？ありますでしょうか？ありませんでしょうか？ Shut up! Okay. そうなんですね。पल्ली हूँ 5 बजे उठ जाऊंगा बेटा। फिर हो गया रे। So. スタート、スタート、セット、スタート、セッティング、セッティングス、セッティングス。Ah, man, it's so, it feels so unusual. I think instead of reading all this in previous code, we had the offense data passed to whatever it has the problem, you know, two expressions we had, okay? Like, bro, it's so simple. Bro, just take it. Bro, just take it. Take my, sorry. We can streamline object, right? By a property directly into variables name and age, which can be used in our code. Again, know that the utilization, the more compact syntax for arrow functions when defining. Note that we have utilized the more compact syntax for arrow functions when defining the board function, as the earlier mentioned in the consider single expression that the body is not in the recap to function definitions are equal. Destructuring makes the assignment of variables even easier since we can use it to extract, gather the values of an object. Gather the values of an object's properties into separate values. That is so. And the object that are that we are destruction have the values. Baboom, balaboom, balle balle, paliu. What's a pali? Paliu, paliu. Sorry. Ada. No. Assign the property there. Upon like up to this point, a page re-rendering. This is important, okay? Up to this point, our applications have been static. Their appearance remains unchanged after the initial rendering. But what if we want to create a counter that increases in value either over time or when a button clicks? Let's start with following file and the main file. Okay. Sorry, ma. Sorry. Sorry. Palligu. I don't know what's Palligu. Bro, I cannot just. Oh my god, I'm fucking too nervous. I'm a puke. I'm a shit. You have no idea how. My. Oh my. Oh. Palligu. Ara. रहा नहीं जाता, तड़प ही ऐसी है ना. 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 Text directions, fonts, colors. Color would be good. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Forever young, I want to be forever young. I want to be forever young. I want to be forever. お前誰? Okay, that's まあいいか。おおいいですね。いいじゃないですか。Okay, that's I think that's fine, you know. Who cares? Do you care? I don't care. 발리구, 발리구, 발라, 알레, 발리, 발리, 욕시. 욕시, I'm 욕시야. What? But I'm 욕시. Shit, I forgot. Script. Yoke script. Yeah, that's ain't that cool. Why am I single? I want a girlfriend though. मेरे नाल गल करने वाली गर्लफ्रेंड हो होशीना. The component is given the value of the counter prop. This component renders the values to the string when like what happens to the value counter changes of the forever young. I want to be forever young. We can get the component to re-render by calling the render method a second time the following. Okay, like this is so not I am a boy, okay, and you are a girl. Yeah, that's it. The re-rendering command has been wrapped inside the render. Just hold on this way. So. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, forever young. The re-rendering command has been wrapped inside the refresh function to cut down the amount of copy paste code. Now the component renders three times. First the value 1 and then 2 and finally 3. However, the values when not displayed on such a short amount of time that they can be noticed. We can implement slightly more interesting functionality by re-rendering and incrementing the counter every second by using the set interval, making repeated codes to the render method, not the recommended way to render another component. Next, we will introduce a better way, stateful component. This name. All of our components up till now have been simple in the sense that they have not contained any state that could change during the life cycle of the component. Next, let's add a state to our application's app component with the help of React's state hooker. Hook is like a hooker, okay? Every time when you call, you get excited. State is like a hooker. Sorry. I respect all the hookers. We will change the application as follows. Main.dollar goes back to you can go back. We will change the application as follows. Main goes back to like yes, yeah. Sorry. And app.js changes to following document.get the element by audio and a render app. Import a use state React app. Counter. Sorry. Forever young. I want to be in the first raw. The file imports the use state. Of course, the function body follows like that. The function body that defines the component begins with the function call. Mama, the function call, the function forever young. I want to be forever young. The function call adds a state to the component, and the function call adds state to the component and renders it initially with the value 0. The function returns an array that contains two items. We assign the item to the variable counter and the set counter by using the destructuring assignment syntax shown earlier. The counter variable is assigned. The counter variable is assigned the initial value of the state, which is 0. The variable set counter is assigned a function that will be used to modify the state. The application calls the set timer function, passes out the parameter, increases the counter state, and sets the timer to 1. I can set you can set me. Okay, sorry. The function passed as the first parameter to set timer invoked second after calling the set counter function. When the state modifying function set counter is okay, when the state modifying function set counter is called, React re-renders the component, which means that the function body of the component function gets re-executed state modifying function. Okay, don't follow me. Okay, the second time the component function is executed, it calls over use state function and returns the new value of the state, executing the function body also injects a new function called to the second, which executes the 1 second timeout and increments. It executes the 1 second timeout and increments. Increments the counter state again. Because the value of the counter value is 1, incrementing the value by 1 is essentially the same as an expression setting the value of counter to 2. Okay, because the value of the counter variable is 1, incrementing the value by 1 value. Okay, sorry, is I don't know when I heard that. Essentially the same as an expression setting the value counter plus 2. Meanwhile, the old value counter 1 is rendered to the screen every time the set counter modifies the state. It causes a component to re-render. The value of the state will be incremented again after 1, after 2, after 3. This will continue to repeat for a long time, as long as the application is running. If the component doesn't render when you think it's short or if it render wrong time, you can debug the application by logging the application. Event handling. We have already mentioned. Oh my fucking lord. I'm a fat lord. Okay, I'm ADHD. I don't know. I'm something, okay? I'm something of a crazy person myself. crazy guy. Something of a bitch myself. Sorry, I ain't no bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a boss at DK. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Boss at the High Garden. High Garden. You know what High Garden is? High Garden is a place. A garden which is high. A garden at a high place is a high garden. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I say sorry. You say why? I say hi. You say I say hi. Okay, 865. Tokyo, 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 Tokyo 駅 Tokyo 駅 Tokyo JR 東 JR okay whatever something like that okay forever young I want to be forever young well that I wanna be so good I wanna get high on my dreams Do youそんなこともありですよ。こんなパターンもありますか？こんなパターンもあるのか？パターン。Like you know, it's not easy to be. Okay, it's not easy to be crazy. なんでおめMierda. Nani. क्या देख के No, you are not doing anything, okay? Shut up. I'm shutting my tap up, okay? I'm a bit of a I'm a kind of a good guy myself. I'm a kind of a good guy myself. Sorry. I'm a kind of a good guy. Why don't you shut up? Tomorrow is going to be. I'm going to have so much fun tomorrow. Tomorrow I take. さらに次のいずれが満たす必要がありますって。申し込み。アプリケーションですね、アプリケーション。ロゴのアプリケーションです。僕はアプリケーションです。僕の名前なんだ、アプリケーション。 Shut up, man. That sounds so bad. Well, sorry for that. But for some reason I'm not. बारात ये निकल जाएगा मेरा. Forever young. Are you young? Young and young. If you are young, you cannot be young. If you get young. Yosha.登録済み。登録。I'm nervous. Man. Yeah. It is not good. My heart to beat very fast. Sorry. My heart to beat very fast. Okay. Event handling. We have already mentioned the event handlers that are registered to be called when a specific event occurs a few times in Bazaro. User's introduction with the different elements of a web page can cause a collection of various kinds of events to be triggered. Let's change the a user's introduction with the different elements of a web page can cause a collection of various kinds of events to be triggered. Give me a girlfriend, bro. Let's change the application so that increasing the counter happens when a user clicks a button, a mouse click of a which click. Okay, the event of the button can be triggered with the keyword or despite the name mouse event. Okay, that is so simple. Okay, button element, so-called of which click is most common event. The click event on a button can be triggered with the keyboard or a touch screen despite the name mouse event. Okay, as about that. Bada boom. We set the value of the button or attribute handle click. Okay. Holy pulli palligu. Sorry, okay, I don't need to read that. By changing that's so simple. You can design the behavior, meaning that the value of counter is increased by 1 and the component gets returned. Bam! Bada boom! Just like that. So good, so wow, so elegant, so wow, just like a wow. So beautiful, so elegant, just like a wow. Okay, an element handler is a function. Event handler is a function, okay? We define the event handler for our button where we declare the on-click attributes. You can click my day. You can click my day. Okay, if somebody's gonna see this stream and they will not give me a job. Please give me a job. Please give me money. Please give me girlfriend. Girlfriend. 昔はね、彼女のことをガールフレンドと呼んでましてねえ、呼んでたんだよ。Sorry, I'm just a guy who's gone my app. Okay, we define the event handlers for our buttons. We declare our like who cares about that? What if we try to define the event handlers in a simple form? That would completely break our obligations. What's going on? An event handler is supposed to be either a function or a function reference. And when we write dears, when you write dears, you can write my dear. Okay, sorry. You write my dear. Okay, so the event handler is actually a function call. The event, like, what's going on? An event handler is supposed to be either a function or a function reference. And when we write, the event handler is actually a function call. In many situations, this is okay, but not in the particular situation in the beginning of the value and the counter value. Okay, the value of the counter variable is 0 when the React enters the component for the first time. It executes the function sada boom and changes the value of the state's component to 1. This will cause the component to re-render and will execute the set counter function again, call again, and the state will change rating another re-render. Let's define the event. Infinite loop. Infinite re-render. Bam boom, bam boom. Another button attribute. You can sum up it. Bada boom, too many renders. Crash. Let's define the event handler like this. BF4 attribute the set the call a function. Okay, a function is called once the user clicks that. Click. Here the event handler has been defined correctly. The value of the on-click attribute is a variable containing a reference to a function. I wish I had so much money, so much. You know, money is fine, like money is alright, but I wish I had. 私はね、彼女のことをガールフレンドと呼んでましてね。呼んでましてね。I get so formal, man. But my parents have not taught me to talk so casually, you know. Even if some like, no matter what's the age of the guy or the girl or whatever, or no, whoever, if I meet them for the first time, I try to be formal with them, okay? Not to be like that, like too tattoo. Nope. I'm a gentleman. A cracked gentleman. I'm a gentleman who is cracked. Cracked like a little bit though. You can have it all. You can have it all. 19. Oh, my bad. Oh, I don't know. Okay, State lab. Passing state to child components recommended to write. To write React components that are small, reusable across the application and even across projects. Let's refactor our application. So that is supposed to be 3 small components. One best practice is that to lift the state up in the hierarchy. The component or combination of often several components need to reflect the same changing data. We recommend lifting the state up. You can lift my okay, sorry. You can lift my day up. Madi, balli boo, balli, palli, parayamida. I don't know what that means. Parayamida, palligu, television. Yeah. New. That is new me. What if I am new? You can be new too. Anybody can be new. You can. It is new me. If I do that, I become a 60-year-old lady. 60-year-old Korean lady. Oh! いいんじゃない？いいんじゃないっすか？いいんじゃないの？ In real life, they look so ugly. So rash. Oh my god. I cannot. I cannot keep up. I cannot. That's just. दिल का दरिया बह गया पानी में इश्क इबादत बन गया तू सौंप ले मेरी जरूरत बन ही गया बात दिल की नजरों ने की सच कह रहा तेरी कसम तेरे बिन न लेंगे कभी दम तुझे कितना चाहने लगे हम तेरे साथ हो जाएगी खत्म तुझे कितना चाहने लगे बुलावा मेरी प्यार की बगियां मुझे समझावा इसके आगे अब मैं क्या करूं सॉरी that's a bit gay. I was gay. That was hella gay. जब मैंने है ना जब 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 मैं उठता हूँ सर्दियों में बहुत गर्मी लगती है. Sorry. I'm a sunflower. You are a sunflower. You can have all you want. And बुलावा तेरी यार की चचिया इसके आगे मैं क्या करूँ. And this is the one. मैंने जो सोचा था let's see what happens. बुलावा तेरी याद की बुला तेरी यादें मुलाकात कैसे भूलूं चाहत की वो बरसात कभी तो पास में रहो कभी तो नजर変な人変態人変態人間変態弁護士って世間は俺のことを変態弁護士って言うんだもんमैंने जो सोचा था जब जब मैं सोचता हूँ तब तब तुम सोच सकते हो. It can have similar words. It can have other right. When you know me, when you know me. Dang. Sorry. Surrender, Patrick Carr. 二次我点我那是点两天电脑前国朋友結果となりますがやれやら I'm sorry. Trilling commas. Any problem whatsoever? No problem. Okay, sorry. You guys can have everything, okay? These are not the actual numbers. Those are. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorryですけどぶっちゃけに 私あれあ、そうなんだ。Today's session. まあ、いいよ。Actually, gotta have that. まあ、oh, sorry. まあ、いっか。मैंने जो सोचा था तुमने भी सोच लिया क्या हम तो दरअसल मीठी मीठी बातें करते हैं हाँ, ओ पिया घर में पधारो ओ मोल्या ओ मोले घर में पधारो sorry. How does it look, man? Ain't that cool? I made it with my hands. Okay, this is supposed to bandage all the it kind of doesn't work. Test tech. Korean by me. ये आ रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी. Oh, that is not good though. But it's like sorry. Sorry. Yes, it is there. Should be melancholy. But with lasting for a long time.ちょっと待って。ちょっと待れ。Wait a minute. Star like a long-lasting effect. Oh, my plot. Oh, my fuffin. Muffluff. Okay, I need to. My ubiquitous. Again, present break. Ephemeral, sophisticated, eloquent, just like a wow. You can have it all. Paradigm. Enigma mitigates redundancy. Oh, what? എന്താ പറയാ Genjitsu Yabe Zore Zen Kuimon. Yes, it should be resilient former Miss Inuitsemonde eloquent formal. You can have make less severe, serious or painful. Painful. Sorry. That's my application. Sucks. Boku no application. Oren application da. Boku no application desu. 自分で作ったやつなんで。なんでだが、なんでから、バッからはバックエンド。You can have, I can have your back and your end. Your end is near, because I have your back. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do in the fucking interview. What the fuck? What? Back shots. Historical being. डिग्री दिखाओ बेटा डिग्री दिखा दो डिग्री दिखा दो ना वक्त ना एहसास कुछ नहीं तेरे बिना है जीना कुछ नहीं तेरे बिना मैं क्यों तेरे बिना मैं क्या हर बादल हर पहर कुछ नहीं जुदा है कुछ नहीं तेरे बिना है जीना कुछ नहीं तेरे बिना मैं क्या हर बार कुछ नहीं Since we now have easily usable version, we also implemented a new functionality in our application by adding buttons. Event handlers pass on one click prompt and the creating an option. You theoretically choose the prompt name freely when you are making the event handler. Choosing for event handler was not that arbitrary. React on filter is just relevant on something names for perhaps which takes functions with handles. Engineer handles online for actual functions defined. Sorry. I said sorry, okay? Shut up! Plus minus 0. Okay, changing in state cause retendering. Let's go over the main principle of how an application works once more. When the application starts, the code in app is executed. The code uses a use state hook to create application state setting an initial value of the variable counter. This component contains the display component, which displays the counter's value 0, and three buttons, and all have event handlers, which are used to change the state of the counter. State of the counter. Sorry. So if a user, when one of the buttons is clicked, the event handler is executed. The event handler changes the state of the app with the setCounter function. Calling a function that changes the state causes the component to re-render. So if a user clicks the function plus button, bro, what am I reading, bro? The button receives event handlers which can be used to change states of the counter. Be sure to understand how the program works. Let us add some console mirror. Okay. Rendering with counter 0 value, increasing the value before 0. Rendering with counter value. 나로 몸만 믿어 몸만 말해 뭐 너는 너무 나나마마모 내 너는 믿는 는 막내 오나 능 엄마 능 엄마 말하면 뭐 그냥 땅 봉방 그냥 뻥뻥 땅 뻥땅 땅 말랑 막 발라고 발라고 발레 발리푸 팔리 ooh yeah counter field of its prop. This means can simply compound by destruction like that. Okay, that's it. That's so simple. Like the function defined the component contains only the written statement, so we can define the function using the more compact form of other functions. We can simply we can use button components with a simple user. Okay. We can use destructuring to get you can have it all required fields for the prompt from prompts and use a more compact form of arrow functions. And you know, it's just more compact. What's more compact? This approach works because the component is one of the singles. More component, more complex things, complex state. Rules of hooks. That's long. That's a very long anecdote. Oh my lord. तेरे बिना क्यों तेरे बिना मैं क्यों तेरे बिना मैं क्यों तेरे बिना मैं क्या हर पल कुछ नहीं तेना एहसास कुछ नहीं तेरे बिना है जीना कुछ नहीं तेरे बिना I'm gonna stop this stream. Okay, bye bye.